What is up, everybody? My name is Darren. Welcome to Stock Mafia live stream Wednesday. What date is it today? October 5th. As you'll see on the screen, and if you guys have not followed him before, I highly recommend following AMC Bigums on Twitter. Also, he does post videos on YouTube, really talking a lot about big banks. He's very educated, or I don't know if he's educated in this department, but he's very smart. Smarter than me in this avenue. As I've explained to a lot of people before, what's going on, everybody? Let me see if I can put the chat in here. Sorry, I got to see it. Yeah, make sure you throw some stuff in the chat. I mean, I'm going to start rambling. I have, if you look on my screen, I'm showing AMC Bigums right now. If you don't follow him, I recommend it. The one thing I will tell you, maybe I'm different from other people, is respect to those that are putting out information that maybe I can't come up with. And I'll be the first to say I am not the smartest guy in the room, but I don't think anybody is. I think it's a question of getting your team together, and whether AMC Bigums likes it or not, he's part of my team because he puts out stuff that I don't understand. And but he makes it pretty simple for me to understand what's going on with the phase 6, what the banks are doing. And once you read his stuff, I think we're all in some respects maybe smart enough, or maybe I need to kind of dumb it down a little bit for my understanding and to communicate it. But what's going on with the Fed and FINRA? I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, I know I kind of made a thing that I wasn't going to curse, but I'm pissed off. That's not a curse, but I'm very mad at what's going on in our country. And to say that we are not going to turn this Wall Street ape thing into some sort of political thing is kind of naive. And you can disagree with me, and I'd love to hear it, because I'm very open-minded to hear about other sides of things. And honestly, like, I'm cool if you tell me you're a Democrat or Republican and tell me why. I'm not anything. I know I'm an American, and I know I think people are 99% of all people are good. But and I apologize if I'm breathing heavy or anything. I have a cold, so this is not the most professional way of doing things, but I make a commitment to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I am here. So give me a break. So yeah, please, anybody in the chat, please, you're listening to me, put a question in. Tell me what's going on. Tell me how you're feeling. I told you before, Stock Mafia can be therapy mafia if you want it to be. Because what's going on today, if you watched my video last night, I'm not Nostradamus or anything, but I did not expect us to be green today. And I'm sure we're not. I haven't checked in a couple seconds here, but yeah, we're not. So ape down 6.4%. I mean, we were up 13% yesterday, and now they've almost taken half of that away. Now let me move this over. There we go. It's pretty interesting how they play with our minds. So it's always good to get your psychological psych ops, as I like to say. That's what the stock market is. It's psych ops. They're here to mess with your mind. They're trying to shake us. They're trying to shake us out of our position. And we're not leaving. Not leaving. So unless you're putting a question in the chat, I just think you're a mole, and you guys can go fuck off. That's how I view it. I mean, that's how I see it. Like, anybody that's not with us, they're against us. And if you're against us, then you're not a good person. Anybody that's against us is not a good person. They're just not. They're a piece of shit. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, you guys can agree or disagree with me. I'd love to hear from you. Honestly, the chat is open. There's no super chat. There's no charging people to ask me a question or anything like that. This is a discussion. This is a discussion for us. But I'm mad. I'm very mad. I'm very frustrated, and I'm sure you guys are too. I mean, looking at this red market, I mean, we gained 12% in the day, and we're supposed to be like happy. And then on no news, once again, we're driving down, and we all know that people aren't selling. The paper hands are gone. They're gone. There's only diamond hands anymore. We're all sitting here. We're just waiting for our money because we earned it, and we're right. We followed that. We followed the trends. We followed what's going on, and we're right. So to sit there and say, "Oh man, I should have never invested. I should have sold at 72. How dumb am I?" You're not dumb. You're not dumb because I'm not the most experienced trader, but I've been doing it for 6 years. And and I'm heavy into it, and that's how I make my money. You're not dumb. Like, what is this market? Like, what is this government and what is this market? The people that are in charge are not doing their job. The people that are in charge conned their way into any type of position, and now they're not protecting anybody. I'm sorry, but these congressmen that are getting paid over $200,000 a year, even if they're making over 100,000, that's an amazing job. You know why? Because even if you win one congressional seat and then you get out of the game, you're now in the pension fund. You start receiving a pension. That's ridiculous. You put 4 years in, you get a pension for the rest of your life. So for them to, and then listen, I'm gonna throw his name out there, but Tommy Tuberville saying that congressional people should be able to trade in the market. And if they take that away from them, why would anybody go into public service? Dude, listen, ball coach, you're not in public service. Your public service is like when you volunteer at a soup kitchen. It is not to turn yourself into a multi millionaire. And the funny thing is about congressional people is all they do is play options. And if you guys know, options is tough. You can win big and you can lose big. But they tend to win big all the time. So it's pretty wild. So those of you that are in the chat, come on, man. Type something up. Say hello. Let's get some conversations going. I mean, yeah, I'll talk and moderate, but I love to see how everybody's feeling right now. I know the day that this thing keeps running green is the day that there'll be like 4,000 people in this chat room, and that'll be exciting and fun. But sometimes you got to put the work in when the days are down, and maybe this is a down day. I'll tell you what. I mean, on my list of things I want to talk about today, I mean, yeah, I'm disappointed with how FINRA finds like UBS was. I guess in layman's terms, they were creating synthetic shares, which I love. The new term of synthetic shares is over allotments. Man, they keep making up new phrases and new words to describe crime. Over allotments. So over allotments is you're selling something you don't have. And as I was talking to my buddy yesterday, I was like, it's just so funny. Like, you guys realize right now, when we're buying shares, we're just giving them money because they're not going out and buying anything. And everybody always used the car analogy, and I guess we'll use the car. Hey, good morning. What's going on? Now, am I saying your name right? This is my school teacher in me here. Aria? It's all good, right? I'll call you AC. If I call you AC, I'll get it right. AC, how's it going today? How you feeling? Feeling good? Feeling bad? Frustrated? Yeah, I think we're all frustrated. But what I was talking about with over allotments is it's like me giving you money and saying, here's $5,000. And Here's $5,000. Go get me a car. And you're like, all right, I got you. You come back. Where's my car? I got you. You never get your car. And you're like, oh, well, here's a picture of it. And that's exactly what we're getting. We're getting a picture of the shares. They're in our account digitally, but they're not going out and buying it. They're just sitting on that cash and doing whatever they want with it, maybe using it to short us. So that being said, it's just, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Yeah, everybody, please. This is not, I mean, yes, this is my show, but it's meant for us. It's meant for you. Please talk to me about what's going on. Tell me what's feeling good. Been holding AMC since January 2021. I get used to it not leaving. Yeah, that's the funny thing. I mean, are they're dumb money. They're dumb money. If you ever watch one of the United States congressional hearings and listen to the stuff they question people on when they're doing their investigations, God damn, these people are dumb. They're just dumb. They're not as smart as me. I know that much. They're not as smart as me, and I don't consider myself to be super smart, but they're not as smart as me. And the blatant disregard for human beings, especially that congressman from Indiana. If you guys haven't seen that, he was talking to all the big banks, and it was some bullshit bank thing that they were talking, regulations. They don't regulate, and they're talking to the CEO. I think it was the CEO of Bank of America, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Jill's coming to work for you next week." And the guy's like, "Yeah," he's just sitting there smugly smiling, like, "Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, okay." And he's like, "Yeah, she's coming. She was just telling me she's working with you, and I found out her dad works for you. Oh, no shit. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah, so take care of her. Oh, I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will." I love how the big banks hire like the assistants to the congressman. I mean, talk about conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. Yeah, everyone's saying calm, cool, and collected. I mean, I don't know if I'm having one of those days. I kind of like, I'm like having like a pissed off day, but I'm allowed to have that. And I think a lot of us are. But one thing I want you to know is I'm not leaving either. I'm not leaving. I don't know. I'll start putting roofs on people's homes for 6 months to hold on to to my shares, because I know what I own, and I know that whatever's going on right now is temporary. So if you need to go start digging ditches and putting up fences and to make a little bit of money before this thing takes off, then I support you 100%, because there's no reason to sell out of your position. There's no reason at all. And this is not financial advice. Obviously, I'll say this now, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell on anything that I say. It's all based on opinion and education. I am a master's educated business teacher. Woo! Wow, I'm really smart. Not really. Yeah, I didn't sell, either did I. AC, either did I. I did not sell at 72, so I'm not selling now. Listen, I've said this before. I support people that sold a little bit, or at the point when things run, like there's nothing wrong with taking profit. I do believe, and you will learn this about me. That's good, and I get it too. I mean, people that held on and didn't sell one single share, that's I get it, because you're just looking at it. Especially, see, I trade for a living, so I'm always like, if I say I bought 2,000 shares, I'm always looking at 500 of those shares as like liquid, and I'm moving them back and forth, back and forth. Oh, nice. Bought 100 more. Yeah, on this dip, I mean, can you imagine a lot of us? And I'm sure everybody's gotten their calculators out. If you bought 72, I mean, if you were sold at 72 and bought back now at, what are we looking at here? $7.22. That's a good that would be nice. You probably triple your share count. Yeah, I know it's early and I'm drinking soda. I made that excuse before, but I need the caffeine. That's just my thing, unfortunately. Um, I'm a wild guy, so it's funny if anybody's ever had like ADHD or gets anxiety or stuff like that. Caffeine actually soothes me. It's actually, you can look it up. It's a pretty well known fact for wild people like myself. It actually calms me down, which it has like a paradoxical effect on me. So I load myself up with caffeine, I fall asleep. Not all the time, but 90% of the time. It's weird how that works. So it's not always the case. Some days my body defeats it. So yeah, it's always a battle. Yeah, we got some people in the chat, man, and I'm talking to AC right now about what's going on, and I'd love to hear about it. Where's my regular crew that's usually pops in isn't here, but they might be busy today. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm trying to figure out, and you guys can tell me otherwise if those are good times to do it. 10 to 12 seem to work for me. That probably doesn't. Most people are at work right now, which is all good. So we're talking. All right, it says I parked my AMC money with the money I don't need anytime soon. Yeah, I wish I did that. Oh, I mean, when Ape was being released, I kind of took the stuff that I had on the side and was like, all right, well, I'm gonna grab some. When it dipped into the 20s, like the low 20s, I think I might have got some at 20 because at the time I understood what Ape was. I didn't know what the ramifications would be once it was released. I mean, I thought I thought Adam Aaron would be a little more aggressive with it, to be honest with you. So my frustration with him right now, it's back on. All this crap about trust your CEO. I don't trust anybody, and neither should you. Neither should you. I don't trust anybody. I think it's nonsense what's going on right now. Um, if he's selling that ape, then fricking sell it. Like, what are you doing? Like, say you got 3 days to buy it. And if you're not buying it, we're doing something else. I don't know. I mean, I guess he has to wait for somebody to buy it because what else is he going to do? I mean, I'm sorry, but he's a pussy. He's a pussy. He's trying to make everybody happy. He's trying to make his buddies happy and try to make he's sort of trying to make his shareholders happy, but he's sure as hell making sure that his country club clowns are happier. That's my opinion. Yeah, will that keep him from coming on Stock Mafia someday? Good. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Because the thing is, and what you guys need to understand is I'm here for us. And I'm not going to sit there and go, I'm here for you. Because that talks like that. When some people talk like that, I'm here for you. And maybe I'll say that and you can call me out. You should. But I'm no better than anybody else. We're all in the same spot. If we bought 100 shares or 1,000 shares or 10,000 shares, whatever you own, it's your money and your investment. And I'm fired up. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of this world, and I'm tired of the bullshit. I really am. I'm sick of it. You want to know what would really be fun? Let's make Stock Mafia the biggest freaking YouTube channel in the world so that I can run for Senate, because that's the only way I'll get there. Because let's be honest, what a stupid world we live in, that if you have a TV show, you get to become a congressman. Dr. Oz, my state of Pennsylvania. Dude doesn't even like live here. I don't know what connection. I thought like when you were a senator or a congressman, I didn't really dig into it, and I still haven't, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But my outside perspective was I thought you had to live here. Dude's like from California. He's not from Pennsylvania, so it's just like you just roll. Well, I drove through there once. I got a steak at Gino's. I mean, it's wild. Street cred. What's up? Street cred. You rolled in here on Monday and you just said what's up, but you didn't contribute to the chat. So I'm gonna hold you to bringing some topics up so we can talk about it, man. Because I am rambling today because I am angry. I am angry rambling today. And you I got you. Well, dude, you can't type when you work. No, I get it. I get it. If everybody's working from home, I mean, that's the one thing I like kind of like kick myself. I'm like, never really thought about it. You would have thought with my marketing background, I would have figured out that if I would have started my YouTube channel when we were all locked at home, that's where Trey and all the other guys, genius move, because live streaming during COVID. I mean, talk about a time to become popular. But whatever, I don't care. It's not about that. Right now, it's about our stocks just recovering and getting back to normal. And I think the more people that get out there, but I will tell you this, and I've said this before, and if you're new in this chat, let me turn my Alexa is like making all these circles. I'm afraid it's gonna start rambling on about something, telling me I want to. Last night, just in the middle of watching TV, it's like, yes, we will play your shuffling songs by the Cars. I'm like, that's interesting. Just out of nowhere. Street cred working from home. Yeah. That's how street cred. That's how I was. I don't know if you were on the thread when I was talking before, but during COVID, I was still teaching high school, and I had my monitor and my computer on my left side teaching my kids, and I had my monitor and computer that I use for the market on my right hand side. So I was like, it was a perfect world for me because I can multitask like a wild and crazy man. How efficient I am at it, I don't know. I would assume I am. I need to keep busy. If I don't keep busy, I get depressed. So, yeah, we're still staring at the market. One thing I want you guys to know. Yeah, 4 screens up. Yeah, and now my office is like, I always say it looks like NASA because I got 2 computers, probably 4 monitors, and I got a television on my left-hand side on the wall. It's pretty wild, but it's the way I like it. I would like to just have one big monitor, like some monster monitor, like 90 inches, like a 90-inch flat screen, and just put squares so that I could just look at everything at the same time. My eyes, I probably burn my eyeballs out. So let me see what we're looking at here on AMC. I mean, come on. I mean, look at this. I guarantee I don't even need to look. The selling volume is probably like nothing. I don't know what kind of platform you guys use. You could put in the chat what platforms you use to follow. I'm not a big technical analysis guy, and I have a good friend that I talk to a lot, or 2 of them actually, that I talk to a lot about the market, and we're all in on this play. So it's right now, this is our main focus. But I was talking about technical analysis. I don't know how you guys feel about technical analysis, but for me, it's just a tool. It's not my end all be all, because you can sit there and tell me what the trends are, and the trend is your friend. But the trend is your friend until it's not your friend anymore. And I think these algorithms that they do, they also program in the trend is your friend until it's not your friend anymore. Meaning, like, they love to throw you a curveball. So I'm a big baseball guy. So if you want to do an analogy, majority of all pitches are thrown to you are fastballs. So when you're batting, here comes a fastball. If you're guessing fastball, there's a really good chance you're going to get one. but then somebody throws you a change up and a curveball. And that's what the stock market is. They're change up and curveballs while you're watching fastballs all day long. And I use TA to probably buy when I first buy, because I'm a bull, so I can only trading view. Okay. Is that free, Street Cred? Is trading view free? I see a lot of the YouTubers using it. So I'm not sure if anybody else is using trading view or not, but yeah, it's free. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Because when I clicked on it, because I know Trey uses it and Trey used to use Weeble. I saw him using it, but he's probably paying for it at this point. I mean, that's the nice thing about when you're doing this stuff on YouTube. I mean, everything, you guys know this. I mean, I just got an email today. Amazon Prime's bumping my membership up $10. Everybody check your email because your Prime membership is going up $10. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, I mean, everybody's pulling at us. Everybody. Yeah, I'll get the free version. Check it out and see what it gives me. But what I'm talking about TA is you can sit there and try to guess the bottom, and that's a good way to use it when you're buying in, especially when you're doing a swing trade. But there are so many different things. Like, what's the environment? Like right now, I'm on the sidelines, which is very frustrating to me. I'm not making any money. Yo, DJ, what's going on? Yeah, it's funny. I'm so visual. I remember don't change your picture, because if you guys change your picture when I talk to you, like especially when you give me comments on the videos, I probably won't remember your name, but I'll remember your crazy picture, because clearly you don't look like that in real life, or you are definitely working from home. Um, but I don't know what is that character from? It freaks me the hell out. Is that like Harry Potter, DJ? DJ Josh. Josh, are you actually a DJ? But what I was talking about with swing trading is I use that, but your environment's big. I think if people are in on the swing trading, environment is really a big deal. Like, is it a bullish or bearish market? Like right now, it's just so bearish. I don't even know. I don't know what is going on. So it's very hard for me to like yesterday was such a surprise, and you're like, oh man, and all these assholes, and you'll probably understand who I'm talking about. And I'm not sitting here like busting on anybody that's on YouTube and doing their thing, because I appreciate it. I understand, like, I've watched a bunch of people, and there is a lot of entertainment value to it. But this whole GTII thing has really got me in a tizzy, because I don't want to see people lose their behinds. I really don't. I don't want to see people get hurt, and I have to bring up the GTI. Weeble won't show me the GTII price. All right. Oh, so it's up 8.8%, up 43 cents. There you go. That's good, I guess. I mean, if you bought at 40 cents and sold in the $5 range, dude, I am like pumped up for you, especially if you're an ape, because I made a video about like just doing this. Oh, it's some evil elf. All right, sorry, I'm looking at I'm reading the comments, and I'm actually talking here. Some evil elf. Yeah, that's all we're talking about, avatars. So your profile pic is really how I recognize you, unless your name is Street Credit, and because I'm always walking around saying I get street cred by this and that, so I'll always remember Street Cred. But it's wild. So when you're swing trading, the environment is really big for me, and then what's going on with the company. I've if you've listened to my stream, I've told you I've recently, some of the big names before I got into the AMC GME movement, I was trading Carnival and Neo, Snapchat, I'm trying to think of any. AMD. I love AMD. I love AMD. NVIDIA. I love NVIDIA, but at the time, their stock price was like 250. So, I get it. Like a lot of us want to trade these small cap stocks that are in the $20 range because we're able to buy 100 shares. So I get that. But what you guys got to understand is, especially post squeeze, because we are getting our money. We are getting it. I don't give a shit who I gotta go after. I'm getting my money because this is bull crap, man. This is total bullshit. Excuse me. I am sick. And I know that everybody's mad. You have to be. How can you not be mad? The system is broken and they lost and they won't give us our trophy. And actually, they won't even play the game. It's almost like quitting in the third quarter. It's like we're in the Super Bowl and we're up 35-3. And in the third quarter, like, nah, we're not going to finish. You guys, we're good. We're like, well, are we the champs? Well, we didn't finish the game. And we need this to be finished. Yeah, Street Cred saying he's agreeing with me. I'm not interested in GTII. Keeping my eye on the prize. Yep. AMC, APE, HYMC, and a small amount of MULN. I haven't followed them either. So I'm right now AMC, GME. That's it. And I guess I'm HYMC and so small because AMC, if you guys don't know this already, you know that they're owners, but they own 22%. 22% of HYMC. So if they run, we run kind of deal. And DJ saying, I'm so bullish on AMC. Robots and automation will take over. So we will need AMC. What? Yeah. Well, you could get a robot to run the movie theater. That actually would be a good test monkey type deal. I would think that would, no offense to anybody that's running the movie theater. I'm not calling you a test monkey. But most people that work in a movie theater, unless you're like management, that's like a teenager job. It was probably like, dude, in the 70s and 80s, you were like the coolest person in the world if you worked in a movie theater because you could sneak your friends in. So I think that's like a Fast Time in Ridgemont High scene where they get snuck into the movie theater. Tesla bot and AMC. Dude, that Tesla bot was freaking crazy. Oh, that's weird. I make a list before I come on about things I need to talk about, especially when there might not be that many people in here. Listen, I'm new to the game, and I hope you guys can appreciate it. I mean, I do put myself out there. You know how demoralizing it is when you start a chat and there's like 0 people there? It's so you're like, oh man, I'm what's wrong with me? Is it because I don't have any hair? Like you start doubting yourself. Hey, listen, I had hair about 8 years ago. I'm 48 years old now. 48 years old, and I had hair when I was 40. Lucky that's when I met my wife. So I got away with it because I don't know, she probably wouldn't even dated me if I didn't have hair. But whatever. Her loss, my loss too. Everybody loses when I lose hair. But I'm one of those guys that I can't stand, like, no offense, but I don't try hiding your baldness. It doesn't work, fellas. It doesn't work. Don't comb over. Don't try to reposition it. It doesn't work. Just bring it down. I mean, you see, I look like I have like a 5 o'clock shadow. Just bring it down, and then, just cut it. I think I cut my hair every like 4 or 5 days. My wife strangely wants me to grow it out. And I'm like, no, it looks like a bad lawn. Like it's like thick here and not here and thick here and none back here. It's like, I'm not doing that. It's weird. So, all right. So let me see. Tesla bot. Yeah, we're talking Tesla bot here. I mean, that thing is freaky. I tell you what, I sold manufacturing equipment for a long time, and the robotics is out there. And there's, in like food plants and stuff, there's so much automation that, yeah, I mean, we don't consider it a robot because we want a robot to be like walking around. But, you know, there's so much automation. That's why I don't believe this whole, I don't trust government. I don't trust them. I'm not trying to be like Mr. Anti this, and I'm not waving some pirate flag, even though I probably should. But I don't, this whole thing where we don't have enough people to do jobs. How did that just happen? Right? They're saying that they said that, we had the pandemic and it doesn't matter how you feel about COVID or what, but the death rates were not as high as they foreshadowed. But then all of a sudden we don't have enough people to go back to work. We don't have people that go to work now. People don't work. Everybody has to work. Everybody has to make money somehow. It's the whole thing. Remember when they said that we didn't have enough change, like coins, because the money wasn't circulating? That makes no freaking sense. So that's my big conspiracy. It makes no sense. The money wasn't circulating. It doesn't matter. It's all standing still. Hey, Harsha, what's happening? How is Germany? What's going on? Any rioting in the streets? But my whole thing with the change in the coins, I truly believe the reason they said that we didn't have any coins, they want us to go to that digital dollar. And that was their first kind of, hey, let's tell people that we don't have enough coins in circulation. And in order to pay them, because there's no pennies in anybody's drawers, we're going to have to go digital dollar. That digital dollar is freaking scary. It's scary. And I know most of our money is already digital because it's sitting in our bank accounts and we check it on our phones or we get our statements and it tells you how much you have. But they just, AMC is good for day trading. Well, yeah, if you can time it. I'm you're speaking to a day trader, and I'm not day trading that thing. I mean, I have. I'll be honest, I have, but not right now. Tafami, my IRA is telling me his IRA is down, only down 64%, headed to 90, down soon. Yeah. Well, listen, we're all down, and if you can prevent it, don't look at your account. Don't, because it's not gonna bring you good news. But good news is an IRA. It's gonna come back. The best thing, so I'll give you the good news about AMC. And I will bet my life on this. So if I'm wrong, you can kill me. Fundamentally, at the least, this is a $30 stock. At the least. Because during all this crap, we've paid down so much debt. And people say, well, no, we still have debt. And that's the narrative that media likes to say, those that are against us. Every company has debt. Every company has debt, unless you're Apple. And you got $30 billion in a bank account. And they do have that. Yeah, Tafimi, and I think I'm saying your name correctly, and I apologize if I'm not. It's sorry, I'm reading DJ Josh's check out inverse stocks. What is that? Yeah, I don't I'm not an insecure child. And I say that with respect to those that are out there and put their face in front of a microphone and they act like they're the smartest person in the room. I think the smartest person in the room is the person who admits that they don't know everything. And I don't know everything, but I will tell you this: I make money and pay bills day trading. So I don't know if the kids have ever done that. And when I say kids, I'm talking about the kids that are doing exactly what I'm doing. I don't know if the kids, and that's why it's hard for me to take them seriously, because they'll tell me about trading and all this stuff, and then they'll just start doing some cartoon shit on the side. And I'm like, are you in or are you out? Like I'm a grown man, so I'm gonna call it the way it is. Yeah, Street Cred saying he's numb to all this red. Conviction is strong. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I tell you what, we should all be kind of like cheering for this thing to just go down. I mean, even yesterday, like I'd like to see it, but and I said in my video last night, I'm like, I'm not trying to be a downer here, but I don't see this. There was no news. And until we see some news, we need news to back up why we run up 13%. And look, they're bringing it down again. I mean, this is the old man playbook. I say this all the time, the old man playbook, and you'll get to know my little terms as we hang out, because I'm not going anywhere. It took me long enough to get on this, get myself out here on YouTube and put myself out here. So I'm not going anywhere, and neither are you. So we're here to talk. We're here to chat. We're all here for each other. Street Cred's getting paid tomorrow, so you know what he's doing. You know what he's doing. And yeah, if you're here, get in the chat. Throw some questions up. I love to hear from you. Just even to say hi. I do have a photographic memory, so I will there's a really good chance that I will remember you and maybe remember what we talked about. I'm looking for my boy Wildfire. Wildfire, where are you? I have no idea. And also, even though I am a computer nerd, I'm learning the way of streaming, and I'm going to click this button, and hopefully it doesn't send me anywhere bad. But I would love to see like who's in the chat. Like not in the chat, but in the room. I can't find the button to press to see who's in this room. And it's probably a feature that I get when I actually pay for the streaming service. But I'm not doing that because I don't know what streaming service I like best. I'm trying Restream. I'm trying StreamYard. I know people have told me to do OBS. Dude, OBS is it's like a streaming platform on steroids. And what I mean by that is they want you to you can add dancing cartoons and you can do Snapchat filters on your face. And I'm like, well, I mean, I could add hair to my head in the Snapchat filter, but other than that, I'm not paying for. Not that I'm not paying for it. I just find there's too many buttons. I don't need that. I don't need all that. I just need to share my screen. I need to be able to do little things. Historically, bull markets last longer. Okay, so Tafimi, I've been in the bear market over a year now. Yeah, did not give up. Yeah, because Tafimi, do you trade exclusively? Do you, I think it doesn't matter. You don't have to. You don't have to full-time trade to be good at it. Especially when you got your phone. I mean, you could be working a construction job, and as long as you have your phone and you keep looking at it, you could throw trades through through your phone. I mean, that's the amazing thing about our phones. Trading can be your side hustle, and it's a long-term investor. Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, we've had a long run for a bull market. So if you thought you were an awesome investor and 3 years ago, and now you're dealing with what we have right now. I mean, they say we had a 9-year, 10-year run with a bull market. I don't know if it was that long, but I do know before this, and I think it started in November, before this big drop, November of last year. So we are going to hit our year anniversary, probably, in my opinion, Now, the news will have a different thing. They'll say, no, everything was great up to about 2 months ago. Right. We know how they are. That's the greatest thing about this platform. And we haven't talked about this, but like them or not, Elon Musk getting Twitter is great for the regular Joe, the people of this world, because we don't get real news. We don't. It's manipulated. So big banks and big hedge funds own media companies, and they spit out the message that they want us to hear. And how long they've been doing that? It's probably been a long time. So Harsh is saying chill, drink, relax. Yeah. I'll get mad certain days, and some days I'll be like whatever. And you guys will see I'll have my days where I'm really super positive about the market and everything, and then I'll have my days where it's like this is crap. But the only thing that we can all kind of hold on to is the fact that we're not going anywhere. And why are we not going anywhere? Because why would you sell a lottery ticket where you have the winning numbers? Why would you do that? Tafimi saying many were buying in November. So like you said, we're all down right now. Do not give in to these crooks in the suits. Hold your position. So Tafimi, if you've watched any of my videos, if you see what I say, it's the old man playbook. They have been doing things, and rightfully so. They've been doing things the same way for 100 years. So their fathers taught them how to do it. They've been doing things for 100 years. So why would you stop? Why would they know, like, oh, if we put this article out, we'll see a downtrend, people will sell. If we blitz our media outlets and tell Andrew to go on the Cartoon Network business channel and get on there and spit out whatever the hell he's going to lie about today, people will sell. But what they never understood in that playbook, and what they don't understand now, is social media is killing them. It's killing them. And why do you think they're so mad at Elon Musk about Twitter? Because if the people get Twitter, the old man playbook, they throw it in the dumpster and burn it. Burn the books. You want some book burning? Let's burn the old man playbook. Because all their little tricks, they're done. They're gone. And I think the reason they haven't covered yet is I just think they're trying as long as humanly possible to get their money in places where they think it's untouchable. And they're probably right. They've set up the rules. I mean, you always hear people say, get your money to the Cayman Islands. Get your money to the Cayman Islands. That's what they're doing right now. They're just shuffling and positioning themselves. And they're doing shady shit with crypto. Crypto to its core is really good, but I've also said, don't forget that if you're like a drug dealer and you're Pablo Escobar, you're using Bitcoin to launder money. I mean, there's no regulation right now. So if you've got $10 million of unmarked, I don't know where I got it from, money, you can just go buy some Bitcoin at some of these unregulated exchanges, and now you've got $10 million worth of Bitcoin. Hold on to it for 30 days, and then slowly sell it out into the market to people like us. And now they've washed their money. So that's how you wash money. You got to make it legit. That's how you clean it. And I think that industry has done extremely well. The illegal drug industry has done extremely well in the crypto world. And so have the hedge funds. Once people point that stuff out, and that's my theory. I've actually never heard anybody actually talked about that. Not that I'm some genius, but I'm sure people have talked about it. It's kind of like when you invent something in your mind, you're like, somebody's had to have invented this before I did. And there's a highly likelihood when you Google it that it is out there. Yeah, if you're in the chat, make sure you like, subscribe to my videos. I'm going to be here for the long haul, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10 to 12 Eastern time. Yeah, street cred. That's how I feel about it. It's like it's winning lottery tickets. That's the bottom line. So, and I don't know, anybody in here own GME? I know a lot of us are all AMC. AMC ride or die. What happened to GME ride or die? I'm a GME guy. And I've said from the beginning, when AMC had its run, I sold some close to the top and got some GameStop because I didn't know, especially then, I didn't know which one was bigger, better. For a long time, it looked like GameStop was the king and AMC was the little brother. But as time has passed, it really does look, if you look at the landscape, it does look like AMC is much bigger than GameStop. And I think Ape has a lot to do with it. You know, GameStop did a 4-for-1, but it was a splividend, so it was a split dividend, but the brokers just split everybody's stock and somehow gave them enough shares to then like short it down. They did it illegally. I don't know what's happening on the other end. Ryan Cohen used to tweet all the time. Not all the time, but once every 2 weeks, once a week, and just do like nonsense, which I don't really want his nonsense, like his little cartoons and stuff. I find that to be insulting because I'm a grown man and I don't need you sending me riddles. As a stockholder, I don't need riddles. I need facts. But when he was, I guess, not accused, but somehow linked to that gentleman jumping off the building, the CFO of Bed Bath & Beyond, yeah, he went dark. So I don't think we'll be hearing from him until things start changing. So the environment starts changing in terms of our stocks. But Tafimi was talking about how the market's going to turn around, and it has to. And that's the whole thing is like, if you want to take positives, and I'll keep reiterating this, our stock is worth probably fundamentally over $30, probably more. So without all this nonsense with the heavily shorting or the new thing out over allotments, I love how they changed the verbiage. Over allotments. Fucking ridiculous. It's fundamentally it's worth more money. So to say that we made a bad investment, we did not. To say that we are in the wrong play, we are not. It's just a question of when, because these brokerages, even though they won't tell us, they need us. They need us. They need us to trade, and they need our money. And are there recommendations that I could talk to you about? Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of financial advisors are bullshit. They're salesmen. I will tell you that they're salesmen. Most of these, if you know a financial advisor that makes a lot of money and he's like in your hometown, they're just sales reps. They're just selling you funds. They don't follow the market the way you do or the way I do. They don't trade. They just sell you funds. So they're like, oh, I'm selling you such and such American fund, you know, and they have a fancy name for it, the Global Growth Green Fund. We only invest in green companies. Do I believe in climate change? Sure, I do. Climate's always changing. Do I think that we have a hand in a lot of that stuff? Sure, we do. It's pollution. But if I'm investing my money, I don't give a crap about a green company. I want to make money. That's the bottom line. So however they want to sell it, I just want to make money. because that's what I'm in the market for. I want a high percentage, I want a high yield. And the biggest thing that got me into trading is this whole narrative from a financial advisor saying he can't make me more than 5-6% in the market. And if he does make me 5 or 6% in the market, wow, he really did a hell of a job. One, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything to control it. And if you are in any type of mutual fund or ETF, look at look at what you're invested in. Yeah, there's money in Apple and they diversify, but look at the diversification. Look at the crap that's in there. Why do you think that crap is in there? Because that's how they hide their positions. That's how they make bad bets. They throw it into people's pension funds and their ETFs. So maybe they make this big bet on, say, I don't know, a company similar to, say, HYMC, but obviously but this company doesn't have any gold or uranium or whatever the heck's lithium, whatever's in the ground. They make a bad bet. They just throw it into these pension funds because they know that people will accept getting 3, 4, 5% on their money. And they won't know any different. And it's hidden because unless you really dive into it, you won't see. And you'll be like, well, we did invest in Apple and Amazon and all these other blue chip stocks. And, you win and lose. That's why we diversify. So I will tell you this, I will expose that part of the market. These guys just walking around, knocking on doors, cold calling the crap out of you. They're a bunch of thieves as well, in my opinion. Sorry. If that's your business, it's your business. It is what it is. Call me out, set me straight. I'd love to hear the other side. And I apologize, guys. I do have a cold, so I am probably sniffling and maybe even breathing heavy into my microphone here. If I am, tell me. I'll move my face away from the microphone. All right, let's look at the market. What's going on? Ape. 9.67. It's down. So we're all getting excited about these 13. Oh, look at this. This is so funny. Ape and AMC are trading exactly the same right now. Exactly the same. Yep. Unbelievable. That's one thing too, that I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I get fired up about it, is when you see, like, how does the whole market just go red one day and then one day go green? I mean, if that doesn't say it's fixed, I don't know what else does, because these sup dude, you wanna what? Joey Booms? What's up, Joey? But yeah, when the market goes red and goes green all at the same time, I mean, this is just sort of like stuff that I'm following. But why is everything going down at the same time? They're not related in any way. None of these CEOs don't call each other. I mean, that's the corruption. There's no reason for the whole unless there's like a crash. And man, I want the crash. Just crash already. Just do it. The Dow's under 30,000. They brought it up. Something suspicious yesterday. I don't know. Was there some sort of margin call that needed to be met? Is that why the Dow shot up yesterday? And I'm laughing. I'm looking at my phone, and my buddies are like, all our gains are gone. I told you. No, I figured as much. When you didn't have any news, I just figured that would be the case. No news on a big green day when the whole market's green. That's pretty suspect, or as we like to say, sus. It's pretty suspect on how things are headed. But I want Adam Aaron to step it up. And I've talked to people before about if you're silent on the sidelines, you're not protecting your investment. So if you're not following people on YouTube and you're not tweeting people or tweeting the CEO and telling him to man up, then you're sitting on the sidelines and just waiting for somebody else to do something for your money because he does read our tweets, Adam Aaron, and his tweet is at CEO Adam. So he does read our tweets. So don't think for 1 second he does not. And I'm going to get on Twitter right now and see what's going on for us. There we go. Yeah, and if you don't follow AMC Bigums, I highly suggest it because he knows his stuff and really gets into stuff that really is probably above my head. They say they printed money for the. So Josh, what? Because to just like to squash whatever was coming their way. Yeah, because it looked like Europe was going to have a big crash. I mean, what is the logic? Like, I don't understand what do they think is going to happen? I mean, eventually, it's all going to have to come to a head. It's almost like these government officials are saying, like, dude, Joey, you know what's funny? I don't know if you commented on. I get a lot of comments about finance news, and I got to be honest from a YouTube perspective, and I haven't been doing this long. It's only like I think this is like my fourth week, so I understand. Like you're not gonna change the world and get like all your subscribers and all this stuff, and because one day, listen, if I stick at it long enough, it would be nice when the chat room is blowing up and people are asking a whole bunch of questions, then it's a lot easier for me to talk when people talk to me. Um, Finance news when he does, I don't know why anybody even gives him a click because he won't stop that crap. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't watch anybody right now. That's kind of sad to me. I mean, from a perspective of, oh wow, this is an opportunity for somebody like me to get out there because I don't believe now there's a lot of people that will. I think you expose yourself when you're on streams, and that's why I think it's cool to do them. Is because you kind of get to know who I am and what type of person I am and what my knowledge base is, and you can love me or hate me, but like to my core, I'm a good dude and I'm not a pussy. So I'm not gonna like take crap from anybody. Um, but yeah, the finance news guy, I mean, I've watched him. That's the Matt Stoner guy. He's a and Joey, tell me if I'm wrong. Is that who I'm talking about? But a lot of people will click on him because they're like, this guy pisses me off. Let me see what he has to say. I mean, but it's just I think a lot of that stuff is just what's your longevity? Like what are your goals? Like you want to do this for just clicks and subs for a year? Yeah, you're on board, but I think people will just yeah, he's not for me. I'm with you. And the clickbait stuff, I will try not to do that. It's hard to when you make a video, you obviously want everybody to watch it. Because if anybody's familiar, I mean, you have to edit it and do all this stuff behind the scenes. And like last night, I made my video, and sometimes I bang it out. And it's like boom because I talk and it sounds good, and then sometimes I stutter and not stutter, but I don't make my point correctly, or I say something I shouldn't have said, and it's just like it's so much easier to just redo it than edit it. And so, I mean, that's the kind of stuff. I mean, there is a lot of work behind the scenes, but it is what it is. Um, but yeah, and I don't know. I feel like that finance news channel was doing like correct me if I'm wrong, but at one point it was doing like that robot voice. and telling us about like, hello, I'm me AMC. It will do this. You guys know what I'm talking about? Um, and then all of a sudden he came on the scene and put his mug on the thing. And listen, I should never really make fun of anybody because I am just setting myself up to be made fun of. So, but I'm protected. I'm in my home. You can't get me. You can't find me. Pennsylvania's a big state. You'll be driving around forever. Joe, you fat finger a lot, dude. But I'll go back. I'll always go to this until it's not even something that bothers me. It really bothers me that a lot of the guys that I used to watch on YouTube are gone. That bugs me. Um, it's a little bit demoralizing. So I feel your pain. Hopefully somehow I can alleviate that because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. So whether that means anything to you or not, I don't know. But it's I'm a grown man, and if somebody were to threaten me, or if I get a voicemail that says I need to shut down my channel because I'm giving financial advice, well, first of all, I'm a financial educator, so I can do whatever the hell I want. And just show me the legal papers that I'm doing something wrong, and then we'll go from there. Because I will whistle blow so quick. And that's why I think when it gets to like we follow the kids, that's why I think like guys like Trey and Matt are falling off because whether they have, and I really like Trey. I mean, Matt never really watched him, don't really understand how he's as big as he is, but good, maybe that's just me. I'm not 20 years old, so I can't relate to him. But watch if you want authenticity, watch the video where AMC is running and see Matt's reaction to it and then Trey's. Trey's comes from his heart. Matt comes from somewhere like it's like I don't know, is manufactured. Let's put it that way. So when I see stuff like that, I'm like, whatever. Because honestly, if we run and let's say we're in the hundreds and get to the thousands, I will come on the stream and I will start crying. A grown man crying. I will start crying because we've been in this for 2 years. And we've held on for a long time. And for those that think we're leaving, they're just fools. We're not leaving. You've beat us up. We're like, how many rounds do you want us to go? We've already passed the 10th round. We might be going to a 15th round, but if this is a title match, we're in the 26th round. We're not going anywhere. We are the Rocky Balboas of the stock market. That's the honest to God truth. You can keep punching us and punching us and punching us, and it's we're not going anywhere. And that's where you underestimate the power of people. So when you see rich people, you're like, the rich people are out of touch. When you get a lot of money, you think you know everything. That's why you see guys like Bill Gates running their mouths and saying dumb stuff. Like, we're going to have a civil war. Nobody's fighting in no civil war. Most of us all like each other. We don't like you. So, all right, you and your 3 buddies versus 10 million of us. Gotcha. And also the 4 million people that Adam Aaron says that we are, don't forget, he said that like a year and a half ago. We're definitely double that. And I would say I would bet if somebody said, here, bet money on this, I would say we're triple that. So triple that, 4 times 3, that's 12 million. I think we're even more than that, but we're not 4 million people. There's more than that. And he knows it. And that's where I get irritated with guys like him, that why he can't just admit how many people there are. It's not illegal to say you've got 12 million individual retail sale shareholders. Somehow, what is that going to be, some sort of uprising? It's the facts. Joey, I know it's hard. You can hit, but how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Yeah. So Joey's just saying, like, you can punch us and it hurts, but it's not going to make us press the sell button. I mean, who doesn't have, people that don't have $500,000 in their bank account, anybody less than that, and even those people, you're not set for life if you have $500,000. You're just not. You can't quit your job. But most of us don't have that. So most of us are living paycheck to paycheck, or at least, know that we may have enough money to survive 3 months if everything went to shit. So we're not going anywhere. This world has hardened us, and it's because of you guys, those that want us to sell. You hardened us. We've been training for this our whole lives. So we're not going anywhere, and we're not selling. So stick that in your yacht. Honest to God truth. Stick that in your freaking yacht. And listen, this doesn't say all rich people are bad. Most rich people are a bunch of trust fund babies anyway. They could barely read. But we're just not going anywhere. And that's the one thing I want everybody to do, is just stay positive as you can be. But there's absolutely no reason to think that you're going to leave this play. Not at this price. I laugh. I laughed at that they haven't run it up to, say, 300. And I mean, they should have done this a year ago. Ran up to 300 and see how many people are going to sell. Just see. I just can't believe they haven't done that. But I think we all realize why they have not. Because when it goes to 300 people, there's a high likelihood that people aren't selling. And they're so buried that this thing will run, and they would never be able to get it back down. They don't have the resources or the money to get it back down. They could halt it. And that's a high likelihood to be ready for when you're training your brain for when this squeezes. They could run this thing to $600, $700, $800, something like that, where it's like some juicy number that we're all like, and they could halt it. And they can halt it for, like, I think the law is 30 days, but we all know that laws don't exist when it comes to their money. So they could say it's under investigation and halt it for 90 days. I mean, please come in the chat and tell me I'm wrong. I mean, you're going to tell me that you're not tempted to sell shares? Excuse me, I'm going to cough. You're not tempted to sell shares when there's a juicy number on the board, when we've been staring at under 20 for a long time. And we've had our little pops, and they drove it back down. But I always think about, especially, we talk about finance news and trying to get clicks. I will eventually make a video on, like, price targets and where I think things are headed, and it's just opinion. But right now, I don't even think we have a price target. Because every day, more and more corruption gets exposed, and it's like, man, if this thing gets over, I think if it gets over 50, they're going to lose control of it. And FOMO scares them so much. So FOMO is the fear of missing out. FOMO scares the shit out of them. Because I think some of us will even have FOMO. A lot of us might have been buying this stock when it was in the 60s. And that was our FOMO buying. That might have been when we bought our first 10 shares. And hopefully you've averaged down and you've learned because that's what you do. You never put all your money. You got 10 grand to spend or 5 grand or $1,000, whatever. You never just go right in and just buy your $1,000 worth that day. You gotta. This is how you start a position. So you go in and you spend half of it on your position because you're like, I think this is the right play. And then maybe it drops $1 and you're like, all right, I'm going to put another third of it in. And it drops another $2. You spend the rest. And now you have a position you average down. It could go lower, but I never think this is a trading strategy. So it's a strategy that everybody should really follow, especially when you're swing trading. Come on, y'all. Questions. Let's talk. I'm here for you, but you're here for me too. Make things exciting. All this gets me thinking about Gary Gensler. Yeah. Yeah, Gary Gensler is so Street Cred's talking about GG. We'll just call him GG. And the corruption. The SEC is a joke. SEC is a joke. And the thing is, it's like these guys trade each other. What I mean, like they're all a bunch of baseball cards. They go back and forth to the same teams. GG is a former Goldman Sachs guy. Do you know Gary Gensler is worth like over $100 million? Right. And Vanguard handles his funds. And one of his funds was actually shorting AMC. How is that not a conflict of interest? I mean, I guess you can't expect somebody to not have investments, but I don't know. I don't know how you fix it. But I just think it's almost like maybe you should just have like FBI people. Not that the FBI has a great track record, but you can't have bankers in the SEC. They should make Dave Lauer the head of the SEC. They won't, can't control him. He's not a puppet. But that's how you fix these things. I mean, it's demoralizing because you're like, what world do I live in? I thought the United States was like the top of the food chain. I thought we did everything right and everybody did stuff wrong. Are we the worst? I used to say we're the best of the worst because I think all countries have their problems. But if shorting is illegal in every other country except for ours, we might be the worst. Because I've said this before. I'll go back and forth with this with you guys, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. But how can you not think about post squeeze when you have a significant amount of money? How can you not think about leaving this market? I think that's the statement that will need to be made when this all goes down, that we're not coming back until you get rid of all these things. That's how I view it. Get rid of payment for order flow. Shorting has to go away. Dark pools have to go away. Unless you make a significant purchase, make it a $30 million purchase, you cannot use dark pools. And to be honest with you, you can't. And there's no such thing as a market maker. Market makers are bullshit. The market makers existed back in the day when in Wall Street, when kids would get their paper trades, jump on their bicycle, and ride it down the street to the next building because there was no emails. There was no real fast way of communicating. That's how you communicate. You had like a messenger. He was running numbers. He was going back and forth, and they were kids. And we have the technology that there's no need for a market maker. And there's no need. There's no need for a market maker. So stop having them. and stop rerouting trades. Brokers like say a Vanguard or Fidelity, they can go directly to the New York Stock Exchange. Excuse me. That's the market maker. Yeah, no one. So Street Cred's saying no one gets held accountable. Yeah, yeah. Where's the jail? This whole like we fined you 250 million for making $30 billion in illegal trades. What the hell's that? I mean, the words don't even line up. Fined millions for stealing billions. It's ridiculous. You would think, I mean, the fines have to outweigh what they did. See, the problem is, you know why they can't do anything about it? Because once again, if they held them accountable for those trades, they can't get that money back. I mean, that money is so like moved around that once again it would kill the financial markets. That's why you got to put them in jail. You don't need that. Don't fine them. Don't fine them. I mean, get whatever, liquidate whatever they're into, whatever money you can get out of them, but put them in jail. And honestly, give them the death penalty. Because the trickle down effect of people losing their money is, in 2008, people committed suicide. And no one was held accountable for that. I mean, the trickle down effect of people losing their money, it's the mental health, and that's why I come on here too, is right now, yeah, we're trading stocks and we'll talk about trading and down the line, but I feel like in the beginning, especially with me starting this YouTube channel, you need to trust me. I mean, not trust me like trust me, because you don't know if I'm full of shit or not. You don't know that. So, and I get that. I feel the same way. I'd look at me and go, "What's this guy's deal? Another YouTuber." Well, I told you before, I'm not a YouTuber until I have like at least like 5,000-10,000 subscribers. Then I'm like, woohoo! I'm a YouTuber. What's up? I'll go hang out with Logan Paul and Mr. Beast. I get an invitation to all the YouTube parties where you guys can come, because how much partying can I do at my age? Not a lot. I couldn't do a lot when I was in my 20s. I doubt I can do much more when I'm in my 40s. Yeah, but we need to lock these guys up. And so, I mean, let's make the list. I mean, got to get and put it in the chat. Payment for order flow, got to go. Jail time for offenders. Shorting, got to go. And I'm writing things down. That's why I'm looking at my paper here. Shorting, got to go. What else? What am I missing here? I know there's something else. Oh, and then the whole like spoofing, which if you guys don't know what spoofing is, it's like putting an order in, like right now, putting an order in for, I'll bring the chart back up here. Putting an order in, say for ape, say $20 million worth of ape, or selling, because most people do the spoofing. They could use it to drive the price up. You can make it go both ways, but you put it in the system. Say you wanted ape to go up. You put a $10 million order for $3. And then once it gets close to that $3, because the computer sees that and it starts kind of like, however that computer is working, starts revving up to get closer to that number, they pull it. They pull that buy order, they pull that sell order to drive down the price. And you can say, oh, it doesn't make that big a difference, only a couple pennies. Well, a couple pennies is a lot of money when you're trading billions of shares, or tens and hundreds of millions of shares. And you're like, well, they only make like $10,000 on a transaction when they spoof. Dude, they do it like they could do it 100 times a day. So that's always been the riddle. Like, why do these finance guys make so much money? I think we know why now, because of criminal activity, and no one holds them accountable. So that's why everybody wants to work for Goldman and JP and all these big guys, because you get into that criminal enterprise and You get bonus. Why do you think Goldman had all these people leave? Because they said they weren't given bonuses. It's the only reason these people work there. The only reason they want to work there is they want their bonuses. Man, I'm running out of water, soda. It's getting bad. Calling the relief. I need somebody to take over the stream. Like, subscribe, please. Honestly, share what's going on if you like me. I know there's not like 100 people in here, but those that are here, it's fun to talk to you. But if you're here, please, let's talk. Let's talk some more. I mean, I covered it a little bit, but I think Elon getting Twitter is huge. It's really big. So I just think the freedom of speech that we need or get, or and I gotta be honest, guys, I am not feeling that well today, so I might end the stream a little earlier than usual. I apologize. But if you have something to say to me, like, please put it in the chat so we can talk. There's not much going on in the market today. I mean, it looks like we're just going to trade like this. They're taking away all our gains, trying to make us sell, which we will never do, because there are no more paper hands left, guys. There are no paper hands left. None of us are getting rid of our shares. And we're just kind of like waiting on Adam Aaron right now. He controls this. I mean, he filed that 8K to sell those shares. He filed that 8K to sell those shares through Citigroup. And where's the sale? Like, what's going on? And I don't know. If anybody's on Twitter right now, any news breaking right now, I'm not really seeing much coming from the people that I follow. I'll go to my home. And I am so stuffed up right now. I can imagine if I'm breathing heavy on the microphone, please tell me. If I'm going like this, yeah, that'd be freaking annoying. I'd sign off. I'd be like, dude, get it together. But I can see in comments, if I'm doing something wrong, please tell me. You're not hurting my feelings. I got pretty thick skin. If I didn't have thick skin, I would never come out here and come on a stream. There's just me cursing in Twitter. That's on my feed. Yeah, you want to tweet something today? If you follow Spence, I'll do it. The trending today is AMC squeeze. Love that. You guys notice that? Like, if something's trending with AMC, it doesn't come down in the drop down box. It's so funny how that works. Boom. There we go. Yeah, anything you could do to get things moving. Because honestly, if every day goes by and we gain another shareholder, it's a good day. Just like if I Render Radical, welcome to the chat. All right. Yeah, talking about here, I wonder how much short interest is done with ETFs and swaps. Yeah, that's the one thing. Like, I was talking about this before about like financial advisors and how they sell you like ETFs. You can look at your ETF or your mutual fund. They don't call them mutual funds anymore. I think they call them ETFs. What happened to the word mutual fund? I guess people didn't like it. They weren't making enough money off it. ETF sounds sexier. Not to me. But if you have one, look at what they're buying inside of it. You have access to that information. Yeah, they're buying the big blue chips like Apple and Amazon and Netflix and the big guys, but they're also buying crap that you don't understand. Well, that crap is where they hide stuff. They hide their bad investments in your ETFs. That's why I tell people, if you're going to invest your money, like take a personal stance. And I think on my next stream, I was hoping, obviously to get more and more people. And listen, if this is a bad time for you guys, like I get it. Like I don't know what the right time to stream where I can get the most people. It's probably from like 7 to 9 every night. And maybe I'll start doing that. If I can. I do have a family. So I have to take care of them as well. I'm sure you guys understand. Um, I'm with you. I'm with you on this. How much stuff they hide in the ETFs, and they do. They hide all their bad bets in these ETFs. They're hiding all their bad bets in these pension funds. That's why everybody keeps talking about how these pension funds are going to suffer. So, Childs is saying Adam Aaron announced 4-day work week is good for AMC, which goes along with my automation and jobless theory. So Spence, our universal basic income at the theaters. So spend, yeah, I'm confused on what you said in the end, but I'm trying to go with your, and I'm with you, man. I'm like Mr. Conspiracy Theory. I don't know what he's trying to pull off with that 4-day work week talk because that is so unrelatable to what's going on. And no one's really talking about a 4-day work week at the movie theaters. So he's saying, like, oh, if we go to a 4-day work week where you can be open 7 days a week. Okay, thanks. So I don't know if that was a clue. He's used the number 4 a lot of times. A lot of people say it's 4 because we have 4 times the float outstanding, which would make it, what is that? Well, 5 times 4, it's 2 billion. 3 billion shares outstanding, 4 billion shares outstanding. Okay. We know there's a lot. So, and somebody has to cover it. And why aren't these shorts buying the ape that you put for sale, Mr. Adam Aaron? Um, yeah, so we all have our theories. I don't know. Anybody else have a theory on why he was talking about 4-day work week? I do believe too that, yeah, there's this whole thing. Listen, the pandemic did not eradicate the gazillions of people. Um, and I'm not going to get into talking about it because I have my viewpoint on it. I trust nobody, so you kind of know my stance on all this. And but this whole like we don't have enough coins in circulation, we don't have enough change. That's the digital dollar push. Nobody got rid of their coins. They were in the if all these stores closed, all their coins are still sitting in the cash register. The same amount of coins are in circulation now than they were pre-pandemic. So that was a bunch of bullshit. Also, AMC, this whole jobless thing that we don't have enough people for our jobs. Well, one, you don't pay people enough. So they're not going to do your shit job for $10 an hour. They're just not going to do it. So you don't pay people enough. They're not going to do your job. They're going to try to find something else to do. And a lot of people stay home and take care of their children because daycare is too expensive. And the cost benefit analysis of going to work and paying for daycare doesn't make any sense. So they suck it up because they want to have a family and they suffer. They live paycheck to paycheck until maybe their kids get to go to school or something like that. So, hey, Childs, have a good day, man. You leaving me already, huh? So I mean, that's the kind of thing that we all need to understand. And yeah, I apologize if I'm signing off a little early here today because I'm not feeling up to this. And there's we're just doing our thing, but nothing's happening in the market. So, and I feel a little long winded in terms of talking about topics today. Unless anybody else has to say anything, I'm probably going to end in like 5. But I appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for subscribing. If you could share my stuff, I'd appreciate it. Just get the word out. I just feel like there's not enough of people like me out there that are, spreading some knowledge that, what's going on in the market. And, I'm waiting for these big banks to fold. I'm waiting for Credit Suisse and Deutsche Bank. I mean, the good news about short sellers is, from the information that I'm getting, they're pouring in and shorting these banks because they want to make money off them, because they're all a bunch of sharks. So that's the one thing we always talked about. We want them to start eating each other. And I think that's what's starting to happen, which is really awesome, because they're all a bunch of dirtbags. They're all just a bunch of dirtbags, a bunch of bad people, and they'll get what's coming to them. And they're not happy. They're not happy people. Money doesn't make you happy, especially when you're dirtbags like this and you steal and lie your way to richness. Good for you. How's that going? I'm sure your wife loves you. So I'm sure you're a great father. So yeah, let's call it the way it is. I'll be here on Friday, 10 to 12. And everybody have a good one. And that's it. Stay strong, stay positive, be a good person. And I'll see you on the next one, guys.